So another thing I want to talk about is roles of fathers and men in society. How we must, because you created an environment where I never doubted Malala's rights, and then I saw other brothers, and I saw it ridiculous because my freedom means so much to me.
Yes.
And this one thing I'm grateful for, you allowed me to learn for myself.
Exactly.
That's what freedom gives you.
Yes.
So it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail an exam. If I had pressure on me, I had my own pressure. That's why I didn't do well in my A-levels first time. If I had pressure, if you put an external pressure on me, I don't think if I would be in Kings right now, I think I would have just gone to a uni that I wouldn't have been happy with, or I might have kind of lost my, or might have felt like, oh, I'm not making you proud, or silly thoughts, instead of making myself proud, instead of working hard for myself. So how do you think we brothers and fathers can play a role in order to encourage?
I think we discussed it before, and especially for breaking patriarchy, for ending patriarchy, we need feminist fathers and feminist brothers.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
A baby girl, when she's born, the first man she meets in her life is her father.
Yeah.
And if she has male siblings before her birth, then the second men she meets are her brothers.
Yeah.
So if that family institution believes in equality, if that family institutions believes in equal respect for a boy and for a girl, and if that family institution is believing in justice and fairness and like human dignity for everyone, then you are done with patriarchy. Then that change is the most powerful change, because that change is not forced.
Yeah.
Because that change come through the values of the family, and what becomes the value of your life
and your family,
that becomes you, that becomes your family, that becomes your community,
that becomes your community,
and consequently that becomes your country.
Yeah.
So that's why I always emphasize on the role of family, and then particularly on the role of fathers and
it's psychologically
brothers.
proven. There's a study by Bowlby. It's his theory. He talks about the internal working model, and he says that your childhood really influences who you are going to be in future.
Exactly.
And if you have created an environment for example, a girl where she doesn't feel comfortable raising her voice, then she's not going to be able to do anything in future for herself. And
it was the environment. Your mother says, Torbeke says that when you were very young children, siblings, and if Torbeke made 2 eggs for you, and she made one for Malala, she was angry. She said, why 2 for him and 1 for her? And Torbeke told her that she can't eat 2. She's not eating 1. She eats half of the egg. She said, no, anyway, if I eat 2 or 1, but you have to make 2 for me.
I told her this morning. I was like, so I eat 5. Now you need to eat 5 because she barely eats.
This was Malala's consciousness towards equality. Because
I love it.
She could see the inequality in other families.
Yeah.
And she wanted to protect her rights. Yeah. She was sensitive towards those things. But later on, you see that this value of equality became a value of the family, and for you and Athal, it's normal. You will be shocked if you see in a family a girl treated differently. I believe that.
Without a doubt. Yes.
Yeah,
and that was in such a patriarchal society as well.
It will be normal for you if there is an equality, and you will absolutely feel very abnormal about something which you see that there is any discrimination to anyone because of their gender. So this is what we want to see in our young boys and fathers, of course.
And that's something I want to work on, is specifically on role of brothers, what they can do. Because it's very hypocritical, because you know how much I love I don't know, walking and like even the most basic things like training, going gym, all of that stuff. And if I was a girl and that stuff was taken away from me, or if I was,
Yeah.
I mean, my life would
if
be
all
miserable.
boys think like you, we will be a great society. If all boys change, if all
They
boys
will. I'm
reflect,
hopeful.
if
I'm
all
hopeful.
boys reflect,
Yeah.
like
I have a lot to
mean,
learn
there
as
are a
well.
lot of boys. I believe and I hope so. But if all boys think like this, that if they were girls, for example,
Yeah.
and the opportunities, the facilities, the freedom that they have now as a boy, if being girl they didn't have that, what then they will feel?
What they will feel. Empathy.
Empathy. And that feeling will change them, to be honest.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
I was just like reading about the news of the sad demise of a woman, and she belongs to a famous Pashtun family. And they, I will not name them, and they, like the news about her death was the auntie of Mr. So and so,
Yeah.
and
And all name was not stated.
and the niece of Mr. So and so, and the daughter of Mr. So and so, like 3 men were mentioned, but her name was not there. So it's a shame
It really
that
is.
even you don't,
And is your pride that insecure?
ca-
Are you that
even-
insecure? Come on.
you don't name
That you.
the person who has died. So the right of name.
Yeah, and why?
This is something unacceptable.
And this pride is an issue. It's a huge issue.
Of course
This,
it is.
Why you insecure about your mother produced you? She was a woman. You came into your life through her.
Exactly.
And you feel insecure even mentioning her name?
Yeah.
Wasn't this the person that pretty much gives birth to all men?
Exactly.
It's upsetting. It really is.
Yeah.
And we'll do our best to bring change. I'm hopeful for future. You know, as we have seen, you know, the book Factfulness has shown that the world is improving despite this COVID, and media might make it seem like it's all gone to, I don't know,
Yeah.
crumbles, but no, in reality, a lot of stuff, the life expectancy, education,
Of
so
course,
many
you're right.
things have
I agree.
improved. Go a century back and it's a different world.
Yeah.